have the things tomorrow others won't have.
Whatever you think you're worth, if you're not sure of your own value, your own goals, and what you want, the world will never reward you of what you want, your value, and your goals.
People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry are relentless. People that are hungry are unstoppable. People that are hungry refuse to give up. I'm willing to make this happen. No excuse is acceptable. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I can do it. If anybody's ever done it at any point in time in history, then what's possible for one is possible for me, and I'm going to do it. It's my time. It's possible. It's necessary. It's me. It's hard. It's worth it. I don't know what you want to do. Seemed like yesterday when I was the new kid on the block. Now at 68, I'm the old timer. My mother, I remember the first home I bought her in. This home she saw. She didn't know I had planned to get that home for her. I purchased the home and I said, Mama, I think I know the people who live there. You do? I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I'm going to stop in and say hello. And I drove there and I opened the door. And she got out, and Mama at that time, around 76, she held my arm and we were walking toward the house. And we got to the door. And I couldn't hold it anymore. I reached in my pocket, I took the key out and I put it in the door. This is your home. Mama, I bought this for you. I pushed the door open. She stuck her head in the door. She said, anybody home? I said, no, Mama. Nobody's here. This is yours. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, with the help of God, you'll get it.
Hello, good evening now. Hello, good evening. If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please type in yes. If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please type in yes. Okay. Good evening again. Thank you. Thank you all for coming, and welcome to today's edition of Daily Review with Great White FX for the 13th of September 2019. So, as always, I would like to welcome you all.
Have you been thinking about getting into Forex trading? Forex trading opens up a world of opportunity for those who know how to do it properly. You can experience financial freedom and reap tremendous rewards for your trading skills. Unfortunately, many programs make big promises and throw students into the trading market without the proper knowledge and expertise to succeed. Fortunately, there is a solution. Great White FX Academy is the best place to start your Forex trading journey with the tools, resources, and education necessary to help you thrive in the market. Great White FX is an online training platform that provides technical training that will help you succeed. It is of the utmost importance to have a proper qualitative education to participate in Forex trading, and that is exactly what Great White FX focuses on. Click the link below this video to join Great White FX and gain access to all of the resources you need to find great success with Forex trading.
Okay, good evening. These are my social media handles. So if you wish to reach out to me, you could reach out to me. This is my Telegram. This is my Twitter. These are my Facebook handles. This is my Instagram. On my Instagram, you have the charts are always posted there. Then on my bio, on my Instagram page, you have the link to the YouTube channel. And also on my bio on my Instagram page, you can chat with me directly on Telegram. There's a link there. If you have Telegram on your phone, once you click the bio, the link on my bio on my Instagram page, you can chat with me directly on Telegram. So that said, let's get down to business for today. So as always, I would appreciate if you guys could go through this disclaimer, that you get an idea of what the business is basically all about. So you have an idea of what this business is about and you know how to go about it. So that's out of the way. Let's get down to our business for today. So let me pull up my chart. Pull up chart. That's this chart. Okay. That was giving me a bit of a problem. So we start off with our chart there. As always, we always start off with our Forex factory. Why do you need to start with the Forex factory? So that you have an idea of all the scheduled news announcements tomorrow. Because some fundamental news announcements are always scheduled. So you find out the schedule on the Forex factory. And you need to be aware of it so that you're not in the market 1 hour before that time and maybe 30 to 1 hour after the news release. So like today, the rate news came out for the Euro, that's ECB monetary policy statement. That has passed. Then tomorrow being Friday, we have core retail sales. That's coming at 1:30 p.m. That's just basically all the news we have for tomorrow being Friday the 13th. There is Friday the 13th. That's interesting. Irony. So let's pull up our other chart. Let's pull up this chart so that we get an idea, because while trading, it's always imperative you have an idea of how the daily candle closes. When you have an idea of how the daily candle closes, it gives you an idea of how your trading bias is going to look like. So as always, we start with the dollar index. So looking at the dollar index, it rallied up into this zone. This is a daily structure, and after that, what happened? It dropped. So now this is the scenario we have here. And like I said, the dollar was going to cool off. You see, it dipped, then rallied, then dropped. Now price is back inside this range. Price is back inside this range. So now the question is, would they move back up, or would they try to take out this range low? So now the question is, anything can happen. If you look at it on the 4 hour, it spiked into this zone, dropped. So now most likely price may try to retest this area and drop back down. So if the dollar index goes back below 98.87, that's what I've posted out here, then we might see further move down. As you can see, it spiked here, went up, spiked in here, and came down. So they might just range for some time if they do not break out the range. So the next pair we're going, as you can see, is bearish on the daily. So the next pair we'll be looking at is gold. So gold has, this is a daily close on gold. It has a long upper wick. This is not a good bullish signal. This is more bearish. This has a bearish bias written to it. So we'll go down to our intraday chart on gold. As you can see, it ran into this zone and dropped. Now the deal is, as long as price does not go below 1493.05, that's this area, there is a great potential that this pair might still move back up a bit. But if you look at it on the daily, it has, this is a bearish close. But you might see a bit of a pullback up tomorrow, and that will be confirmed with this setup. If you see price close above here, then you know it's going to move up. But if you see price do this below this zone, then you know price is going to drop lower. So for now, price, because this area at 1502.56 can act as a resistance to price. So price might just get to it. If it can't close back above, it's going to drop. Because if you go to the 1 hour chart, it's on the 1 hour chart you will understand the importance of that zone. You see, break, retest, then powered up. It came back down, has broken below, so it might just use it as a resistance. If it doesn't break above, then we know that price may continue lower on this pair. When we look at this, there is a trend line, a small trend line rising here. So you need to be aware of this trend line on this pair. You need to be aware of that. And I think with the close of today, we also have something like this. So this is just basically what we're looking at on gold. So I can say that this zone is gone. This zone is gone. Could leave these two. Then pick this area. Pick this lower area and this area. And kind of like zone it out. So that's just what we have for now on this pair. So this zone here prior has been given up. It's no longer valid. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And tomorrow is Friday, so anything can basically happen tomorrow. So the next one we're looking at is the USD CHF. So if we look at the USD CHF from the daily view, you see this trend line I talked about yesterday. Price has reacted from it, and this is a bearish engulfing. It's a bearish engulfing on the daily. Let's look at what it has on the intraday chart. So the price zones, man, I would post the chart. The chart will be posted on the on my Instagram page. I'll post the chart there, so you can always get the chart there. I'll post the chart there this night. Once I'm through with this class, I'll post it there, so you can get the chart there. So in case you missed the levels, you can always go there and get the chart. So if we look at this USD CHF, we could see this trend line held price. So should price get back there, the readings are not clear. Let me change the lines to a darker color. Change the lines to a darker color. That might make it easy. Excuse me. So let me change it to a darker color. So within here, change this to dark color. So as long as price stays below 99.65, And this trend line, basically, there's a possibility that we might see price drop down. But we need to be aware of there's a 4-hour trend line running up like this. So if this trend line gets broken, you have this other trend line to contend with. So you can see there are 2 trend lines that price needs to take care of. And so you might just see a little bit of a rally back up and drop, but at this area, given the way the daily closes, trying to take a long position will only be ideal if you see something like this. If you don't see something like this, trying to take a long position here is very risky. So the next pair we're looking at is the Euro USD. So, well, Euro USD played a fast one on so many people today. A very, very, very fast one. As you can see, this is bad bullish. This close is bad bullish. You might still power up tomorrow. All they just need is to close above 1.1076. That's here. Retest, then they move higher. That's just all they need tomorrow. So let's go into the Euro USD. So what did the Euro USD actually do today? It's very simple. Remember this zone? I noted that this area and this area, I didn't shade it. So you see price, this is where price is now. You see the way price dropped into that zone and immediately powered up. This trend line doesn't seem to be so valid because price is already above it. So what you might most likely see is 2 things. Either price drops into here to power up, or they do something like this. But should price go back below this green zone, what do I mean by below it? If price should close back below it and retest it as resistance, and you know they are coming back down. But with this formation on the daily, Euro USD might be gearing up for some strong bullish move. But there is a falling trend line here on the daily. There is a falling trend line on this pair on the daily here. So as you can see. So that might be its target, might not be its target. Okay. The little trend line also. So that's just it. Euro USD has a bullish bias. And the Euro GBP, this zone held. Just like I pointed out, this zone held. So what might they do tomorrow now? You might just dip a bit and power up. Let's roll up the Euro GBP chart. So let's look at the Euro GBP. So, and that zone comes in at let me make this darker. I use a lighter color. That zone comes in at 0.8951. Somewhere here. So you can see this area has been giving price a bit of a challenge. Price has not been able to break above it. So you might just see them do something like this and go back up. But should they close below here and retest, and this place holds as resistance, then they're going back down. So that's it for the Euro GBP. The next pair we'll be looking at is the GBP USD. So looking at GBP USD, he's still holding his bullish bias, but it's not very, very solid. You can see this is an indecision candle close for today. So let's go and see how it's looking like on our intraday chart. That's basically the same thing, still trapped between this top area and this area here. So that's just what we have for now. As long as price stays above this area, there is a large tendency that it might still try to rally up. Let me make this zone darker. So long as it stays above this blue zone, and that is 1.2270, it might still move higher. But if it closes below it and retests the zone as resist, and the zone acts as resistance, then it might come back down a bit. So that's it. It's kind of like in a zone. The next pair we're looking at is the GBP-CHF. Well, GBP-CHF has come back below this level. That's not good. A small bearish close, and that level is 1.2229. It stayed that level held as support for some time, but now price has closed back below it. That level has held as support for some time, but now price has closed back below. So that means there's a possibility that we might see a bit of a drop in price tomorrow. Because as you can see, the Euro GBP is already taking a bullish bias. As you can see, price is rejecting from there. So there's a potential that price may drop a bit down towards this area. So that's just what we might see. It might just rally a bit before finally dropping down. So the next pair we'll be looking at is USD JPY. Still 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth day of being bullish. This is the target here. Anybody who took this bias, this bullish bias, since I've been saying it, will be in a little bit of good money. It's not a pair I trade. Most of the pairs I do analysis on, I only trade the GBP pairs. And only 3 GBP pairs. That's GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP CHF. I don't trade GCAD, I don't trade GBP AUD. And GBP NZD. Those are the GBP pairs I don't trade. So this man, what we might see tomorrow, they might pull back a bit and then power back up. Let's look at this pair on our intraday chart basis. You can see still has some up move to do. This will be the first target. So if you're long, you should be looking to take part of your profit at this area. If it goes above this area, if it goes above here, then you might see something like this. Or on the other hand, you might just run up to here, come back now. But for this pair is bullish, clearly bullish. So the next pair we're looking at is the Euro Yen. So looking at the Euro Yen, wow. Clearly bullish. Clearly bullish. This is its target. So let's look at this pair. Took off from here. See the zone we highlighted, took off from here, and he has barreled up. So now then remove all these other areas. And remove all these other areas. So now this is where he's having a bit of a challenge for now. But what you might see is he might drop a bit, then move higher. Because if you look at the daily close, it's very bullish. So on the other hand, what you can do is on this daily candle, you pick your fib tool, you start from the low, you take it up to the top. That is provided price does not break above here overnight. If price does not break above here overnight, there's a tendency it might drop a bit. The 38.2 comes in at 118.97. So you might see a bit of a drop towards that area. Might see a bit of drop towards that area. Then before going up. But if I switch to my line chart, I'm picking up something here. Picking up a bit of structure here. So if I go back to my candles, price may just stop here. And that level comes in at 119.28. They might just come in here and go back up. But if they go below here, then you know they are targeting the 38 to 50% area. But on the daily, it still has pretty bullish bias. So we just need to be very much aware of that. So next part we're moving over to is the GBP JPY. We're looking at the GBP JPY. It still has its bullish bias. You can see This is a bullish close. So it might be challenging this trend line tomorrow. But with a strong Euro GBP, your best long position against the GBP pairs might either be the USD JPY or the Euro JPY. Because should the Euro GBP start to go bullish, this GBP pair, this pound yen might not be as bullish as the other yen pairs. So you just need to be aware of that. So for now, he's still bullish. You can see it might just dip a bit before it's moved up. So we need to be aware of that. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is the AUD-USD. The AUD-USD wicks to the highs, decrease in bullish momentum, which might be pointing to the fact that the buyers may be trying to take profit very soon, and you may see price drop. We're looking at this pair on the 4 hour. There's a small slant here. So if this trend line gives way, then you know that the downtrend has begun. And this pair, as you can see from the daily, rejection to the high. So the next pair we're looking at is the Euro AUD. As you can see, I said this yesterday that you need to be careful with this pair. This pair is known to trap people at zones of importance. So you can see this was the zone we highlighted. It just dipped into it and immediately closed back. So this is a very bullish close, most likely. And given the Euro GBP Euro strength, this pair might most likely take off heavy tomorrow. You might just see a bit of a little pullback. And then it will drop. I said it yesterday that the Euro pairs have a habit of trapping people. If you don't have the experience with this pair, they will give it to you the hard way. So you might just see a little bit of pullback on this pair. You might just see a little bit of pullback like this, and then it's going to continue back up. So that's also what we might be seeing on this pair tomorrow. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the GBP-AUD. Well, this pair, let's see. Let's look at this pair. Get rid of all these areas. So this trend line still seems to be holding. You might get a little bit of a dip before a continuation. It hasn't been able to take out this trend line. This trend line is still very, very much active. It hasn't been able to take it out. So there's a possibility that as long as this trend line holds, price will drop lower. So the next pair we're looking at is the USD CAD. The USD CAD from, well, as you can see, price is still trying to move up. So once they get above this zone, that's 32.29, then you know the Euro CAD, the USD CAD will continue its up move. That's this area here. As you can see, this trend line that price broke, it's testing the underside. But if you look at it on the daily, it has a bit of a bullish bias. So we might say they might try to test this zone, but if they don't close back above here, then they are going to drop. As if you don't see some, they might come in here, then from there drop. But should they go above it, you might see something like this and they move higher. So that is it for the USD CAD, and that ends it for today's episode of Trade Review with Great White FX. Thank you all for taking your time to attend, and I would also like to bring to your notice that the next batch registration for the next batch of the 6 weeks intensive Forex Masterclass for beginners, intermediate, and advanced is ongoing. So these are some of the things you'll be learning from this training. So if you want to sign up, or you know somebody that this training might benefit, these are my Telegram handle, and this is my phone number. You could give me a call direct, or you reach out to me on Telegram, or you send me a DM on Twitter, and I'll be glad to attend to your question. These are some of the highlights, and it will be very, very beneficial to all. So once again, thank you all for coming, and wish you all a beautiful night's sleep and happy trading day ahead. Thank you.